So I'm going to start with introducing the show again. For those that were not part of us in the last edition, or for those that actually find themselves here for the first time, Masterclass with Tope Bandele, it's a fortnight show where we talk about different topics, where we talk about issues of life, where we talk about things that add value to us. And we've had 4 successful modules. The first module was on hypertension, and we brought a doctor from Lutz. She is actually the president of the resident Association of Medical Doctors in Lutz, and she was able to demystify a lot of myths about hypertension. And that was a fantastic session. You can find it also on YouTube. Then the second edition, we talked about becoming the parent you want to be. It was a great session with our dear friend, Yaiwe, where we talked about parenting, styles of parenting, what parents need to know, and also what children need to know as well. And then the third session, we talked about how to build a stellar career. And this was focused on young professionals, and also people that are just budding in their career. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And this last edition was unlocking and living your full potential with Dr. Sam Kundayo from New Zealand. And now we're here today. We're here today, as I said on IG. My hook actually caught 2 big fishes, and this is HC Bonum. I'm gonna tell you guys a bit about HC Bonum in a bit, and they will also tell you about their programs, their packages, and also what they do. So stay tuned, guys. It's gonna be a fantastic class. It's gonna be a very engaging class, as the case may be, and it's gonna be a very interesting one. So today on the show right here with me, I have the managing director of HC Bonum, and that is the person of Lanre Onasanya. Let me tell you a bit about Lanre. Lanre has over 27 years of work experience in banking, IT, logistics as well. I don't know, can we have the slide? Let's have the slide, just a second. Okay, great. And Lanre has worked with he has worked with Microsoft in Nigeria, in Kenya, and also in South Africa. He's a board member of International Coaching Federation, the Nigerian chapter, Signal Alliance Group, Digital Jewels Limited, Codeware Limited, Center Spread, and others. Lanre is an amazing leader. Is someone I respect so much. Is someone I look up to anytime, any day, for counsel, for coaching, for tutoring. He has actually developed and built a lot of leaders in and out of Nigeria. And I'm so honored having Lanre on the show today. Lanre is the managing director of HC Bonum. You'll hear from him in the course of the show. And with Lanre here on the show as well, I have someone that, wow, I don't know how to start. Tayo is the executive director of HC Bonum, and we go way back. So let me tell you a bit about how I met Tayo. I still work with Freestand Campina, by the way, and the business decided to actually develop leaders and look out for opportunity to grow leaders via mentoring and coaching. Of course, there were gaps which needed to be filled. And then HC Bonum, out of several others that were considered, HC Bonum came out tops. And that was where I met Tayo. So Tayo was and is still my coach. And I tell you guys, that was my meeting Tayo actually signified a major change in my career, in my life. I'm not patronizing Tayo, but if you've met this fantastic lady, I'm sure she's more or less like answered prayer to a lot of people. Myself and Tayo started this coaching journey. And from that particular period, the change started happening. Between then and now, I've actually had to move into 4 different roles. And the amazing part of it is that I decided not to leave Tayo. Even when Freestand Campina money was over, and when the contract was for my set was done, because they did several sets, I decided not to leave Tayo. And that's one thing about relationship, guys. A lot of things, your potential, your skill could get you to a lot of places, but also, I tell you, your relationship will take you very far. So I had a deal with Tayo. I said, Tayo, I know I cannot pay you, so please don't leave me. I'm going to stay with you till the end. And I still call her once in a while to say, Tayo, what's happening? This is happening in my career. Even when I had a bit of challenges, a bit of rock in the boat, she was there for me. And man, guys, I can't tell you so much about her right now, because I'm going to take the whole day. Let me go straight. Tayo has had over 20 years of work experience in Africa and in the USA. She's an experienced corporate consulting, audit, corporate finance, facilitation, coaching, and entrepreneurship. She's an ex-PwC and ex-Microsoft. If you work with those two companies, then you definitely know your onions. Tayo has an MBA at Dagen Graduate School of Business in Virginia. Adetayo, Okusanya, you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm going to unmute both of them now. But before I also do that, let me just tell us a bit about the show, the modus operandi of the show. You will not be able to unmute yourself except if I do so. And it's, as you know, for those that have been following us, it's a mute class. We want to hear you. Whatever you have to say, please put it in the chat box. So if you're using a phone or a computer, just look below. You will see the chat button. Go to that chat button and please put in all your questions, all your comments. The reason why we did this is because we don't want interferences in the show, and because of different bandwidth and the likes, we really want to make it a bit more coordinated. So apologies for that. And in the course of the show, if you have any question, just go to that chat button and drop your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so honored to have those two big, I don't want to call you big fish anymore, you're big lions in the industry. Join me as a welcome, Lanre Onasanya and Adetayo Okusanya. Tao, please take it over.
Thank you very much.
And you need to unmute yourself, because I already unmuted you.
I have.
We can't see.
We can hear you. I can hear Tayo.
Ah, fantastic. Yeah.
All right, good. I think here is where Lanre is going to take over.
Okay, thank you so much, Enterprise. That was quite an introduction, but I would say welcome to all those that have joined us. It's a pleasure to be here. It's always a pleasure to work with someone like Tope Bandele, because he makes your work easy. So in our experience of working with customers across the world in Bonum, we are always delighted when we find people who are ready, willing, and more importantly, able to make a success of their career. Tope Bandele is one of those. We're really proud of you. Thank you for creating this platform as well, to give back to other people and serve others. I think that's the stuff that, we believe that's the stuff that leaders are made of. So congratulations on the series, and yeah, we hope that it continues to go from strength to strength. But so for those who have joined us, thank you. We're going to have a conversation that will be quite interactive. But to get us started, we have been introduced. We would like to get to know you a bit as well. So let's use the chat box. Like Tope said, it's a muted session, but we'll be using the chat box generously. So please find where your chat box is, and let's get to know you. Trying to control the slides. So these are the questions we have for you. Please type in the chat box your name and the organization that you work for. Also, your location, where you are joining us from, city and country. So put all of it together, and The final question is, what's the highlight for your week? Just put your name, Lanre, Bonum, Lagos, Nigeria. Highlight of my week is being part of Mctv, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. That's it. Good. Herman, thank you from Côte d'Ivoire. Good to have you. So let's get to know you. I can see names, but it helps when we just know who we have. So just drop it in the chat box, and we'll be talking to you as we go along and recognizing you. So everybody just hit the chat box. Thank you. Okay. Ayolua, thank you for joining us. You're welcome. Ayolua, let's know where you're joining us from, what city, and what's been the highlight of your week. Also, Herman. Adesoji from Toronto, Canada. Thank you, Adesoji. Welcome and thank you. As you're all putting your information in the chat box, I also just talk a little bit about our company, HC1. Ayolua is joining from Ibadan. Oh, thank you. Paule from Côte d'Ivoire. Welcome, Paule. Mercy. And this is what? Bonjour. Good morning, good day. All right, so HC Bonum, this is who we are. We're performance consultants. Our focus is on working with leading organizations that want to become leaders in their space. We do this by understanding how you work as an organization, what could be performance issues in the organization, and how do we address those performance issues working with your people. So we work with people. We have done work in 7 African countries and the US. These are the places where we have customers. And yeah, we believe in a few things in HC Bonum. If there is alignment, then you can focus on the things that are important in a way of integrity. That's doing what you say you will do. And we believe that accountability helps keep everything going. But also very important to us in HC Bonum is to have fun. We believe we should have fun where you are learning. So that's how we work. The number of areas we work are consulting itself, where we come sit with you and understand what could be performance challenges. We also deliver a number of training programs. All our training programs are quite customized. Thank you, Maina, for joining us from Minneapolis, the US. Thank you. We also have an effectiveness practice where we understand what's going on in your team and how can we support you in making your team more effective. So that's also one key area. We are coaches. We work with executives, even people who are new to their career, by helping you explore what can you shift your mindset to actually enhance your performance and your growth. We facilitate conferences and retreats as well to then address a large number of people, getting people aligned to what are the important things the organization wants to deliver. An organization depends on the size. Could be a team, could be a wider organization. We have an informing platform through our social media channels. You can reach us. And so every month we put out a newsletter called Trailblazer, where we provide free information that could support you in your growth. So that's HC Bonum in a nutshell. We support many organizations, and these are some of the clients we have worked with. Tope talked about Friesland Campina. We're really happy to have them as our customer. It's been a journey of a few years, and they understand us. And we have a number of customers also across the world, of course. Microsoft being a place where we worked previously, they still trust us to support them in developing some of our former colleagues and currently people work in that organization. So it's always a thing of pride for us to showcase our customers because they make our work happen. They make it real. So in different industries, like airline, energy, and oil and gas, IT, financial services, manufacturing. We work in pharmaceuticals. We work in different industries, and we work doing different things, either supporting development of leaders or supporting development of teams or individuals, or just figuring out performance issues. So connect with us. We are always happy to connect with you, and we tout useful information on our various platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, those are the different areas you can connect with us. So we'll be happy to hear from you and to answer your questions. The team that's working with us today, they are also on the call. We have Teju Morris-Dia, Favor Adegle, and Chinelo. So in Bonum, teaming is important to us. A team of 5 people have put together what we'll be sharing with you today. So my team members are also here. They will be monitoring the chat box for us and answering, providing responses, and calling to our attention maybe certain things that we need. So ladies, you can say hi to our friends who are joining us today, so they know who you are. Of course, Tope earlier introduced my business partner and good friend, Tayo, who will be calling. Hand over to Tayo to get us started. Tayo, you need to unmute. Okay. Oh, I need to give you control of the,
Tayo.
Slides. Okay, I've done that.
Tayo, can you unmute yourself now?
I have unmuted.
Okay, great.
Good. So I believe the poll, it's up, the polls are next. The poll is next. So it's over to you, Temitope.
Okay. Thanks so much. So Lanre, can you stop sharing the screen?
Okay.
All right, great. Okay, guys, we will need to gather your thoughts and also understand a bit from you as well, what you're in for today and what you're actually prepared for as well. So I will ask you to please take your phone. If you are using your phone on Zoom right now, try and get another phone. Collect your wife's phone, your child's phone, anyone. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take this poll through Kahoot. So take your phone or any other phone and go to www.kahoot.it. www.kahoot.it. All right, and when you get into that, you will see the place where you can put your link, your game pin, and then your name. The game pin is 2731228. It's been posted also on the chat box. I'll repeat, yes, people are coming in now. Just take your phone or another phone, collect any other Android phone, and go to www.kahoot.it. Enter the game pin 2731228. AD, welcome. Abims, welcome. Onas, I can see you. Emma, I can see you. We are already 23, 24 in the class, so if you can get about 10, 15, we can start. All right. We're still waiting, guys. We need you to participate. We need to make this class a little bit engaging, and you have to participate. I have four people. www.kahoot.it. Welcome. Enter the game pin. Then you will have to enter your name or your nickname, something that you can be identified with. Fantastic. I have 5 people here. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, guys. Guys, where are you? Just bumping. D. Okay. Guys, please use a name we can also identify you with. It's important. But it's okay. It's a nickname, anyone. And don't be scared. It's not an exam. There's no score. It is just a poll. You just want to understand your expectation, who you are, the kind of audience that we have. to help us also be able to channel this discussion today to exactly meet your need. Kenny, welcome. 7. All right, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Akode Kaode, my very, very good friend. Thank you very much. Let's keep it coming. We have 8 people. I don't want to start this without having 10 people. So let's keep it coming. Okay, 9. Tayo, welcome. SOJ, welcome. All right, we have 10. What do you think, Tayo? Let me know. It's your show. Just tell me a number, right?
Let's make it a dozen. We need 2. We need 2 or 3 more people to join.
So let's keep it coming. I have 9 people already. 10.
Okay. We have 10 people. I think we're good to go with 10.
We're good to go. Okay. And guys,
Yes.
we're gonna do this for about 3 times in the show. So keep your other phone very, very handy. Okay, we are good to go. The pin is 2731228. All right. I believe you can also see the question. Building an entrepreneurial mindset. 5. So what's your current status? We want to know. Are you full-time employed, self-employed, straddling both, unemployed? You will see on your phone, you will see the color. Just pick the color. Okay, great. 4 people are self-employed. 1 person is full-time employed. 2 people said they are straddling between both. We don't have any unemployed person here. Oh, why? We need people like that as well.
Okay. That's
okay.
good.
I'll go to the next question, but you can still join us as you go, by the way. So the next question. Have you thought about owning a business? Have you thought about owning a business? Yes or no? For me, yes.
So just thinking about it, right? Just thinking about, you thought about it. Is it something that's crossed your mind? Okay.
Okay. 8 people, 89% said yes. 1 person says no. Yeah, it's okay. It's that's one of the things we want to talk about here today. All right, and I go to the next question. Now, have you started a business? Have you started a business of your own? That's what we mean here. Fantastic. 7 people yes. 4 no. Okay.
That's good.
Good. This already gives Lanre and Tayo what we should expect. Okay. I go to the next question. Is the business still operational today? That business that you have started, is it still operational today? Yes? No? Struggling? Or you've not even started? Like the 4 people that we have in the previous. Okay. 5 people says yes, it's operational. 2 people says no, it's no longer operational. 1 person says yes, the business is struggling. And 3 is, yeah, they've not started. Okay, and to the last question. Why are you interested in an entrepreneurial mindset? Is it to build your side also? To transit yourself into self-employment? Or to improve your performance at work? Or to learn something new? Why? Why do you want to have this mindset, this entrepreneurial mindset? Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. So we have 2 people say yes, of course. Also continue. They want to build their side also. 5 people say yes. They want to transit into owning their own business. They want to transit into being their own bosses. While 1 person says yes, it's about how to improve his or her performance at work. And 2 people say yeah, they just want to learn something new. I think this gives us a bit of feel of the kind of audience we have in the class today, right, guys? Yeah.
Yes, this is quite interesting. So we have majority of the people either building or waiting to transition.
Absolutely. We're still going to do this in the course of the show. So please keep the other phone handy. And for those that didn't participate now, just get your phone ready and go to www.kawi.it. I'm going to give you the next pin as we proceed in the show. So Larry, please, guys, over to you. I'm going to stop sharing now. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Tope. So Tara will take us through the next phase in terms of talking about the entrepreneurial mindset. It's an interesting topic, and it's actually also one that is very good for this time. So let's talk about what are the things we want to try and achieve with this. This is the next hour or so that we have together.
All right.
So Tara.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. So in the remaining time that we have together, we are going to try to achieve a couple of things. One is, let's understand what an entrepreneurial mindset really, really means. And just note that we're not saying what is entrepreneurship. We're talking about the entrepreneurial mindset, because that is the backbone of the entrepreneur. Then we're going to talk about what are some of the myths about the entrepreneurial mindset, and how can we debunk some of those myths, so that some of those paradigms that are holding us back from really developing that mindset, how can we debunk so that we can have some empowering paradigms around developing our own entrepreneurial mindset. And the third is, how do we apply, HC Bonum's top 5 tips for really strengthening your entrepreneurial mindset. What we'd like to do is, in the chat box, would like you to type in the chat box what you'd like to get from this masterclass. So remember, this is a masterclass about entrepreneurial mindset, right, which is the backbone of entrepreneurs. What would you like? What's most important for you to take away from this masterclass? Can you type it in the chat box so that we know? What are you hoping to learn? What are you hoping to gain today?
Yeah, what's the one thing that if you take it from this class, you would have earned yourself the first prize? That's really the question. So hit the chat box and let's hear from you. It's an interactive class, the way it's designed, so that we are learning from each other and sharing knowledge.
Okay. So we want to hear from you, because we want to make sure that it's what's on your mind that we talk about or we cover during this session. So we're waiting for people to type it in the chat box. What's the most important thing you want to take away? What do you want to learn? What do you want us to talk about? How do you want us to make this relevant to you?
So guys, please use the chat box and just drop your comments, your expectations in the chat box. This is the way we can actually make this very, very interactive.
So Ayoluwa, Soji, right? I think it's Akode, if I didn't pronounce that word.
That is Akode.
What would you like to get from this session? What would you like to draw out of us? Okay. I like that. Okay. So we have, is entrepreneurship mindset something that is built in? Very good question, all right? We're going to answer that. The real basic of entrepreneurial mindset and the error that we can avoid, okay? Can we be trained on it, okay? Keep it coming, keep it coming. We will talk about all of that. How to build a successful organization in Nigeria? The millionaire question, or should I say the billionaire question, right? How do you build a successful organization anywhere, not just in Nigeria, but anywhere, okay? We're hoping that we will share some of
Nigeria has its peculiarities.
Yeah. We're hoping that we'll share some of the stories that we have from our own entrepreneurial experience, and hopefully inspires, encourages a number of us in terms of what it is that we're looking for. Okay, so we have a couple of, thank you for those that have shared what they would like to get away. It gives us an idea of what we need to cover. I believe that what we prepared for you will cover a lot of those things, if not all, but then feel free to ask questions as more, ideas come to you and we'll ask them. But make it interactive, please, so that we can draw from each other. That's how we learn. So good. This is the agenda for the rest of the day. Before we go into Q&A, we're going to be covering 3 things. The first is, what exactly is an entrepreneurial mindset? You have to be able to define something before you can know how to use it well. So what is it? Then we're going to debunk some of those myths about entrepreneurial mindset. We're going to debunk it. And hopefully some of us will get over some of these paradigms that we have. And then we're going to give you our 5 tips to building a solid entrepreneurial mindset. So please buckle your belts. Hopefully you have your favorite drink next to you. Get ready, be expectant, and have fun with the rest of the session. So over to you, Lanre. You can request for control.
Okay, good. Let's see. So, entrepreneurial mindset, if you just move to okay, let me just move it. I think I have control now. This thing, when you think about what we want to cover today, mindset, what is it to you? So let's start from the basics. So for everybody, please hit the chat box again and just try this thing. It's a mindset. It's not about the thing itself. It's what do you think is that mindset that an entrepreneur needs to have that creates success? So please type in the chat box. Let's get your perspective first. And I'm looking for the first 3 people. The first 3 people who can hit the chat box with their thoughts. What is that? What exactly do you think this mindset? How should the mind of an entrepreneur work? What are those things that are critical for an entrepreneur in terms of their way of thinking, their mindset? So I'm looking for the first 3 people. Time to market sometimes is something that entrepreneurs have as well, being quick to the market. So 3 people, your thoughts, and there are no wrong answers in this. It's just your perspective, because it's easy, A lot of the time, what you get to see is a manifestation of an entrepreneur's mindset. That's when you see businesses. All have businesses we admire. We have businesses when we think of a business person, there is that person that comes to mind for you, It could be maybe your parent growing up. It could be a relative that you saw really play as an entrepreneur. It could be somebody who is very, very much in the media space, Aliko Dangote, The people tend to think richest man in Africa. Okay, but he's an entrepreneur. What do you think is it about his mindset? What is it that is in his mind? What makes such people unique who are entrepreneurs? Some of you are entrepreneurs as well, but check with yourself. What is that one thing that you believe is an important part of who you are as an entrepreneur? And it's just your mind, the way your mind works. Okay, I see what people are saying. Odini Orisa says persistence. Akode says how to bring new innovations to entrepreneur. Okay, that's what he wants. Okay. Ayolua says solution I can provide to a need I see around me. Very critical, very interesting. And Herman says a risk appetite. So the mindset of an entrepreneur will include that ability to take risks. Okay, so I have 3 people already. They are the first to market. Notice that. So Odini, Ayolua, and Herman were the first to market on that question. Okay, so the mindset of an entrepreneur, it's all of what has been said. The ability to persist, the ability to take risk. Okay, Akode says knowing how to learn from your mistakes. Okay, I think I may have gone back. and providing a solution, bringing values from needs. Yes, something that people will pay for, something that people consider valuable. All right, okay, we're getting there. All of your answers.
So we're going to the poll. We're going to go to the poll now.
Okay. Oh,
Titi, are you ready? Yes.
Okay, so Taya, I'm going to hand over back to you.
Okay. Titi, are you ready with the poll?
Yes, I'm ready. So you need to stop sharing. Okay,
Done.
fantastic. So guys, it's another time for us to have the polls. Please grab your phone again. Grab your phone, grab your tab, iPad, whatever you have that you can use, and go to www.scout.it. And the game pin, don't worry about it, it's called game pin. It's actually the way it's set up. It's 628-2248. 628-2248. All right, I want to see the first 5 people that will come in. Yes, welcome. JD, Onas, Sami, me. Okay, now I think people now, they really got a hold of it. It's pretty fast now. Okay, good. Eman, welcome. D, O, I'm still going to see this there. EABA, Ter, AY, welcome guys. Okay, all right. All right, keep it coming, keep it coming. Let's see if we can keep 15 this time. Accordia, thank you. Okay. Yes. Okay, three more guys. Please come in. www.couch.it. I'm putting the game in and then putting your name. Some are still joining us as well. So if you're just joining, just go to www.couch.it, put in your game pin, put in your name, then we'll run the polls. All right. Tayo, can I go ahead now? Or you want to wait till 15?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay, good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We have 13. All right, so I'll go with the first question. This is a part 2 of our poll. Okay. Do you think you have an entrepreneurial mindset? Yes or no?
Okay.
You think you have it? Good. We have 11 answers. 8. I love this. Yes, I love this. So we have very, very honest set of people in the class today. Okay, I go to the next question. Question 2. How often do you implement change ideas that come to you? How often? Is it rarely? Sometimes? Often? Or always? How often do you implement change ideas? Come to every one of us at the point in time. So how often do you use the change ideas? Okay.
It's one thing to have a change idea, it's another thing to implement it.
That's it. It's one thing to have it, it's another thing to use it. So a lot of people actually have those change ideas, but they never use them. 7 people, yes, say sometimes. 1 person says rarely, 2 often, okay, and 1 always. Fantastic. I love this class. Thanks. Let's go to the third question. How comfortable are you with failing? Oh, I think I mixed up some of the questions, but let's just go ahead with it. Very comfortable, uncomfortable, comfortable, or very comfortable. Okay, 2 people very uncomfortable, 5 people uncomfortable. They don't like to fail. 4 says comfortable, and 1 very, very comfortable. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop this now and leave the other questions to the last, but please just take this. Scientists have discovered a new gene present in the DNA of entrepreneurs. True or false?
So that's saying that entrepreneurs have a specific part of their DNA. They're born with it.
Okay. 3 people, true, and 2, false. Over to you, Tayo and Larry again. I think now we're getting a bit into the game and into the minds of our audience to know the kind of audience that we have and what we should expect today. Over to you guys.
So,
I'm going to stop.
Thank you, Tope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, TT. Thank you for that very interesting game. Yes. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Okay. Oh,
so you need
to take control.
Yep.
So the conversation, I mean, that exercise was really good, Titi, because it lets us know how our audience think about this thing called the entrepreneurial mindset. First, I will say that bit about the DNA, no, there's no DNA. I don't think anybody was born an entrepreneur. That's just our opinion. It's one of those things that is learned. Everybody's got to learn it. So when you think about the mindset of an entrepreneur, what really guides it? A mindset is a way of thinking. A mindset is it's a way of thinking. And there are different mindsets for different situations. One thing I'd like you to take away from this class is this. You choose your mindset. You're not born with a mindset. You come blank. And data, exposure, experiences are what shape your mindset. Now, why is this exciting? It means that since you can change your mindset, then you can really learn entrepreneurship. But it comes with a particular mindset, a way of thinking where you look for the opportunity to solve a challenge. But beyond solving the problem is that you will appreciate. Beyond the appreciation of it is that they adopt it and they're willing to pay for it. Because remember, entrepreneurship is mainly about business. There is a payback. Now, some people, that payback is not money. When I say pay for it, it may not be money. So if you're an NGO, right, you still a not-for-profit. A not-for-profit does not mean you still do not need to have an entrepreneurial mindset. So it's about solving problems, creating value, taking risks, being okay with feedback, and also creating in a sustainable manner. So like you saw, everybody has an idea that can change something. Everybody does. But what's most important is willing to execute on that idea. That's the entrepreneur's mindset. What is this idea that I have? So I find in my experience that having the idea is not the hardest part. Many people have ideas. In fact, all you need to do is listen to a radio calling program, and everybody knows how to solve the problem of the country. Everybody knows what's something that can just be done, and all of a sudden, voila. However, the difference is that an entrepreneur moves from that state of ideation into a state of execution. That's the first differentiator. Many people have ideas, but those who move beyond just ideation are those who have the entrepreneurial mindset. 2, beyond just execution is that being comfortable with the fact that the way you thought you will execute that idea may not be the final way you will do it, which means being comfortable with failure. Because what exactly is failure? Is it an opportunity to learn? One thing I can tell you is this. Many people have started businesses will tell you what they have as the business today was not their original idea. The idea of the business is something that has developed and grown over time. I can tell you for Bonum did not even start as an idea. Bonum Limited today is a combination of two companies that used to exist, my company and Tayo's company. So you can just imagine, just from that perspective. So we both, in our different worlds, started with ideas. And similarly, it was about developing people. It was about adding value to professionals. From our experience and from our partners, we have 4 partners who are multinational companies across the world, the consulting space. But we decided to focus on the African market. So that was the idea that evolved to the point where we decided to combine the two to create Bonum. Why? Because we know that by combining the two, they execute better. So entrepreneurship is definitely being comfortable with the fact that you might fail, or you are going to learn lessons that will shape the idea of what you want to do. Certain things are key. Does it add value to the customer? Is the customer willing to pay for it? And 3, is it something that can be sustained? And can you continue to deliver this value in a sustainable
Lanre, can I pick
so,
you up on something briefly?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you talked about when your company and Tayo's company had to come together. At that time, did you have a roadmap? Did you know you would succeed? Because this is one thing that a lot of people actually struggle with when they are going into partnership. I know myself, I don't know you. So how confident were you at that time? We're still talking about mindsets, right? So how confident were you at that time to trust Tayo enough to go into partnership with her? That is number one. Then, did you ever know that you would succeed like you are today? Because that risk appetite is also something that I would like the class to go home with. I want people to just come up with scenarios. A lot of people have been scared of going into businesses today because they are scared of tomorrow. A lot of people are scared of even partnering with people, and because they can't undo what they have in their head, they don't have it in their pocket. I don't know if you get what I mean. So they have the idea,
I do.
but there's no capital. But they could not partner with the other guy that has a capital or combined efforts and resources. And because of this, they keep procrastinating and not being able to do anything. What would you say to this?
Titi, I'll tell you one thing. If you're top 9 in business, that's another masterclass. I can tell you for free. When we start going into it, we will not finish. But what is the key thing? So we did not just jump into the partnership. And for those who know our story, we actually spent years working at separate companies, understanding each other. That's 1. 2, but what was key from get-go, from the beginning, even the decision to try out a partnership was this. Both sides recognized the value that the other person will bring to the business. The value that Tayo could bring to the business, which even though I could do it, I knew I was not the best positioned to do it. She did it much easily, and I also do what I do. So it goes back to that value question. You need to be very, very clear. So it starts with understanding yourself. We say where you know yourself, now self-respect. The more you know yourself and you know what you are good at, the places you have, the areas of strength for you, then you need to know the areas that you are not strong in. But as an entrepreneur, that should not stop you. That's actually an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for you to grow and grow other people. So did we know we'll succeed? I would say to a great extent, yes. There's something about being an entrepreneur. You are confident. There's that confidence that comes. It does not mean you know for a fact. So Titi, look at your question. Did you know we'll succeed? Yes. One thing we knew was this. We will succeed in adding value to our customers. We will succeed. We were sure of that, because you need to also define your success. Will we succeed in terms of making money? As an entrepreneur, you need to be confident, but you need to try it and test it. Because many people, that's where the disappointment comes and they give up. You need to, whatever you have as a plan, try, test, learn from it, and then do it again or do it differently. So I would say to a large extent, yes, we knew we would succeed. We did not know how to the extent. So it was very important to define that. Because if you keep focusing your mind on the risk of failure, either as an entrepreneur or even while you're working in an organization, you're not going to move forward. You have to do something, execute, look at the data based on what you have executed on, and then build on it. So whether you are in employment or you can already start, I mean, there were a number of people who said growing their side hustle, right? Whatever you want to do, so the data you get from trying it out hopefully will help to build your confidence. That's what I would say to that. So
Great.
from the 8C Bonum perspective, our mindset is, do we add value? Do we have people who will pay for this value? What are people looking for? How well do you understand what the market needs? If you can check those boxes, then you can be an entrepreneur.
So for you, it's all about creating value. It's about you seeing a need in the market which you need to key into, and that was the main thing for you. Someone asked a question here. Is also we also need to how was the click that got you from being an employee, you work with Microsoft, to becoming an entrepreneur or becoming a boss of yourself? How was it like for you? That change. Was it a gradual change? Were you doing it while you were still working, or you actually did a hard cut pick? I think people really want to learn from you as well based on your experience.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
So I'll tell Tyler, you want to go ahead or
Yes.
you want me to answer?
Okay, I can just add a bit, and then you can add your perspective. I think that everybody needs to understand why they want to be an entrepreneur and what they're trying to accomplish from that, because there are many reasons. There's some people that want to be entrepreneurs because they want to build a sustainable business, something that outlasts them. That's one category. There's some people that just want to make quick money. That's all. That's another category. And there's also another category of people who, you know what, they just wanted to supplement their income or supplement their lifestyle. That's another category. So you have to be very clear which category that you're in. For me, my category was I wanted to build a sustainable business. I was working in the US in Microsoft at the time. I was working, but I wasn't fulfilled. In fact, I wasn't fulfilled. One day I woke up and I could not get the motivation to get out of bed. I was burnt out, no motivation. I didn't want to do anything. And that day I just decided that, you know what, I am going to quit my job and I don't want to get another job. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to build a business. There's no better time than now. I'm willing to take the risk. Let me see if I can do this thing. And for a year, I stayed in my job, but I made the decision a year before, but I still stayed in my job for a year, putting different things in place, mainly because family said, no, Tayo, you're nuts. You can't just quit a job at Microsoft in the US. What's wrong with you? But I said, you know what, that's fine. I'm not going to quit immediately, but I'm going to give it a year. And in that year, I'm going to test. I'm going to experiment.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can do this thing.
So Tayo, during your period of testing, were there discouragement? You talked about family, but were there discouragement based on environment? Did you take proposals to companies and you got rejected? Did you think you lost something in your job? Was there a time you planned or you thought?
Okay, thanks. Somebody said earlier that you have to have a certain amount of risk appetite to be an entrepreneur. So you have to have that risk appetite. You have to be willing to take the risk. I looked at my situation. I was a single female then. I didn't have a family. I didn't have kids. And I thought that's a good time. I could take that immediate risk at that particular point in time, right? And I did. I had advice from family, you know, because I was going to move back to Nigeria. I had advice from family. You know, people don't just quit their job and just move to Nigeria like that without anything. Why don't you get a job to move you back, soft landing, this and that? But my mindset at that time was, you know what, it's all or nothing. All or nothing. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I tried. Okay?
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, Lanre, do you have anything to add to that?
So what I'll say is that, look, different people will have different perspectives. It's one thing that you find is that when you tell people you want to quit your job in Microsoft, people, I mean, particularly, I don't know, that people think, how can you want to leave Microsoft? What else are you going to do? Mm-hmm. So you will get that kind of feedback. Two, for me, I also took the decision over a year before. then moved into a plan, an execution plan, which was one, understanding what the cost of that will be. In my case, I already had a family, right? Two kids, living in South Africa, working from out of Kenya, living in South Africa. So there are a bit of all those complexities. But one of the things I did was, because there were other people who were dependent, I started to save aggressively. Like I was saving towards something. What was I saving? The first thing, I brought down my costs, analyzed my personal cost, family cost, brought it down, saved enough that was to cover the bills for a year.
Okay.
So a sales person, I earned bonuses. Normally I earned my bonus out and all of a sudden became successful. That's not true most of the time. That happens to 1 in a million. And even though we all think we are 1 in a million, but maybe not in this game. So I had a plan and I had that financial, but because I had dependents and it wasn't their choice and it was good to make it comfortable. Yeah. So the thing I'll say is this: you need to be good at your job to be an entrepreneur. I think we're going to get to it later. So mindset of entrepreneur is not only going out and creating a business. You need to first have a business in your job. What do I mean? I'm not saying your side hustle. I'm saying the job you are doing today, there are certain things you require in your mindset. One, do you know how the company makes money? Do you know how the company saves cost? Not just your role, maybe because you are in supply chain, or you are just in sales, or you are in finance, or you are just in admin. No, do you know? Because when you have that mindset, you'll be able to apply that to yourself first, even while you are in that job. So I would say for me, in terms of making that jump, that analysis was, so yeah, that's what I had.
I love what you said, really. You need to be good at your job, at your 8 to 5 job, for you to actually be a good entrepreneur. And this is one thing a lot of people actually miss. A lot of people look at their employers and say, yeah, okay, you are there now. I want to be there also tomorrow. Have you paid your dues? Do you know what he passed through before he got to where he is today? And I think this is something we need to also change in the mindset of our youth today. I can tell you for free, Lanre and Tayo, a lot of youths today have gone into all kind of wrong deals, Yahoo, and the like. For them too, that is entrepreneurship. That's the mindset for them. But they just want this get rich quick business. And I don't think that's what we're talking about here today. So you're talking about the fact that even while you're working as a finance person, as a supply chain person, as a business manager, you need to, first of all, understand the act of money making. You need to understand what is making your company succeed. That is when you can now be successful at your job. And also it takes us to the fact that, and someone wrote in the chat, diligence. Even the Bible even said it, for those of us that are Christians. A lot of people today are not diligent at what they do, but they want to go out there to become a big businessman. They want to become a Dangote. They want to become an Otedola. They want to become a Mark Zuckerberg. But at what you do currently, you are a warehouse clerk. You are an accounts payable officer. You're not even doing that right. They forget the fact that the way you do another man's job, that is the way you are going to do your own job. So I thank you so much, Larry, for that insight. That's really a great one. Before you go to debunking the rumors, sorry, I'm taking you a bit into the topic. When you look at our environment today, I do not think our environment actually encourages entrepreneurial mindset. But it takes another level of mindset to actually overcome that limitation. What can you say to our youth, our young graduates? A lot of them are on this show today. People that have not worked in an establishment, they've not understood how the act of making money, how business coordinate themselves, how they come up with organizational policies and prospects and whatever the case may be. What would you say to them? How can they start small? What do you want to say into their mindset on starting small? Because a lot of us want to blow one day. The word, sorry to use that word on this show, blow. People want to blow. I also want to blow. But what kind of mindset should we have as a limited, with a limited resource, with a limited experience? Organization today also unfair to to job applicants. They want 17 years work experience, 8 years work experience. Where do we get this from? So people tend to go into trades and entrepreneurial, whatever the case they call it. So what do you want to say to this category of people?
Hello, Titi.
Yes. Did I lose you?
So first, the question. Yeah, I'm not. The question you asked, I disagree on one point, that the environment is not encouraging entrepreneurship. I actually want to say that rather the environment actually encourages entrepreneurship. Our environment in Africa, because we have challenges. So the entrepreneurial mindset means that every time you see a challenge, you think of a solution that you can create value and turn into a business. So I want to say this environment is very encouraging of entrepreneurship. Where the gap is to go from ideation to creating a business, which is that ability to learn. As an entrepreneur, your number one strength is your ability to learn. You are going to learn from every transaction you do. Till today in HC Bonum, even after how many years of being in the business, when we finish delivering a session, we try to identify what lessons can we learn from that program we delivered. Yeah. If we close a deal, what lesson can we learn from that deal we just closed after celebrating? Look, in COVID, during this pandemic, we got our first customer out of the US, right? And we are learning, how did we close that deal to work for an American company, do training for them out of Lagos, right? But we stop and learn. You know why? We learn what to do again. If we want to get another customer in the US or in Russia or in another country, we learn from this one we have already done. We learn what not to do, what may have wasted our time. But we learn, not just Lanre learns, not just Tayo learns. We learn as a team so that everybody, so that's one thing that, so the environment has lots of challenges which you can take on, but you need to first try. When you try, you learn from it. You haven't failed, you have just created lessons that you decide, what am I going to do again? What am I going to stop doing? And that is how business, look, Dangote, as big as that business is, they are also learning. They had to learn how to go from Nigeria into other countries to do the cement business. They didn't just know it. They sent people to go and learn. They learned how to deal with regulations in other countries because they took all the lessons they learned building the business. So that's just the game of being an entrepreneur. I don't know if you had.
I mean, yes, just to add to the advice for the youth, you know, if you don't have any experience, so they say experience is the best teacher. You have to have experience one way or the other. If you're starting out, you should try an intern. There are lots of intern opportunities. Try an intern even for free in a business that you are interested in, just so that you can learn and understand that business. Go and intern there for free. You are learning. The value of what you are learning in that business is much more than whatever allowance they might be paying you as an intern. That knowledge, the allowance they give you, you are going to spend it. But the learning you get stays with you for life. So one is either you go and learn under someone, that's number one, or two, you are very good at learning by yourself and figuring it by yourself. Either you go for training or you read up or you do something, but you must learn.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I think before you go on Tayo again, let's quickly take this question. Orisa says, my 8 to 10 p.m., not even 8 to 5. My 8 to 10 p.m. is taking almost all my time, sometimes weekends, and I'm struggling to create time to build a business. What do I do?
Okay, Odini, I can tell you one thing. Everybody has 24 hours. All of us, that's one thing that equates all of us.
Yeah.
We all have 24 hours. But there are some people, there's a way they achieve more within the 24 hours more than some of us. So that's the first thing, the mindset. So 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., your current job. Okay, one thing I can tell you is this. From that 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., you are not 100% doing work. There's time you have for other things. So I like to use the example of my best friend, who's also my business partner in other ventures. He was the CFO and the head of HR of a bank.
Okay.
The bank's work started at 8 a.m. He normally will start at 7 and will close at 6 p.m. consistently. And I know this because, like I said, he's my best friend. For 5 years, between 6 a.m. and that 7:30 a.m., he worked for himself. He would get to the office early, and he consistently did it. And at 6 p.m., yes, there's still stuff to do for the bank. So you can imagine being the CFO of the bank. He will spend 1 or 2 hours working on his own businesses. Because his mindset became, I cannot have one job. He used to tell me, and I used to think he was crazy. I used to think he was crazy, right? That, I need to sleep. But it was not about how much. If you spend 1 hour every day on that idea, you will probably do a lot more than so many other people who will spend the whole day on the same idea. And because you know you have just that 1 hour, you will make good use of it. Today, this person is still the CEO or the MD of a financial institution, one of the largest in the country, but he runs that I know at least 4 other businesses. Same approach, same mentality. Wow. That 30 minutes you have there, put it in that business. I mean, you continually always want more time. I want more time, but today here I'm giving time to this masterclass. Mm-hmm. So managing your time, don't ever think you will have more time. No. It's 24 hours, it's fixed. It is how you choose to prioritize your time. Absolutely. And don't think it's about plenty time. It's about little time, consistent.
And they say time.
So even Tope, for you to create this masterclass, you have a day job. Your job is time consuming. Yet I've created a masterclass, and here we are today.
Yeah.
Just to add that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lanre. Thanks a lot. Okay, I think we need to go into the bunk now, right?
Yes.
Great.
All right. So we've already covered some of what entrepreneurial mindset is not, but we'll just follow through and see what it is. Myths and facts. I think we have maybe. Do you want to run the poll, TT? I think we just have one more question.
Yeah. So
actually,
maybe
we can do it. I think you've already run the question earlier. One question earlier.
Yes, we can do the other question. Just you can stop sharing now and let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, please take your phones again. It's still the same. We are still on the same game pin, so you don't have to leave. In case you have left, oh shit. Something is coming up. I need to stop that. Okay, if you're still on that same pin, sorry. Okay. So the next question. The best way to demonstrate an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay. People are saying they left that link already. So if you have, just go back and use the same game pin 6282248. A lot of people left that same link. Apologies. So just go back to your kahoot.it. Are you there? www.kahoot.it, and the game pin is 6282248. A lot of people left. Okay, so Tara, maybe we just continue. All right, we can run this after the show. Let's just continue so that we don't waste much time. People left.
Yes.
We should have ended it.
Yes. Yeah. I think people can type into the chat box. Yes. What's your answer? The best way to demonstrate an entrepreneurial mindset is to start a business.
Yes or no?
Type true or false. All right. Are you going to stop sharing?
Okay. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you can share.
I see some. Yes, I'm sharing.
Yeah.
What is the best way to demonstrate an entrepreneurial mindset? Is it to start a business? False. Yeah? Good. That's true. An entrepreneurial mindset does not really always lead to starting a business of your own, right? It could even lead to starting a business within a business that you work for. So it's not just about stepping out of one business and owning a business for yourself. No, you can be the head of a business in an organization and you can have an entrepreneurial mindset. CEOs that are leading organizations, CEOs, CFOs, they have to have an entrepreneurial mindset as well. There are many examples, like Lanre said earlier, that there are many examples of businesses that, you know what, it became successful after, you know, the fourth or the fifth or the sixth try. Think about the person that invented the light bulb. Do you know how many times he failed at inventing the light bulb before he finally invented the light bulb? So you don't have to get it right the first time. You just have to stick with it. You must be connected. You must know Dangote. You must know Tedola. You must know this person. You must know the CEO of this place, CEO of that place. I don't think that's true. I moved back to Nigeria. I didn't use connections like that. I just leveraged relationship building. If you know how to build relationships, you will get connected. And that's one thing an entrepreneurial mindset is able to do. Network with people. Have good interpersonal skills. All right, so you don't have to be connected. You don't have to know famous people to be able to be entrepreneurial. You just have to know how to build relationships. Focus is money. We've talked about that already. People think that people that are entrepreneurial is because they want money at all. First of all, is that they just love to create, or two, they just love the independence that being an entrepreneur gives them. It's not just about the money. It's more about some of those intrinsic things. So if you're looking for fast money, I mean, you can go into entrepreneurship, but know that that thing may not last, because by the way, you're probably going to pull out much more value out of the business than what you create in it. And so that business is not going to last. So it's not about money. You must have great ideas. The answer is no, you don't have to have great ideas. You just have to have a good idea that you can follow through on consistently and persistently and believe in it and sell it. It doesn't have to be great. And, you know, maybe people believe that entrepreneurs are very solo. They're just on their own. They do it by themselves. I think that Lanre's story and my story just tell you that you don't have to go it alone. In fact, the good thing about having an entrepreneurial mindset is you understand your space and what you're good at. And you use your relationship building to find people that have capabilities that you don't have, to bring them on board so that you can create that solution together that will be lasting. I don't know if you want to add anything, Lanre.
Oh yes, I want to just add, because of boss.
We can't hear you. What's going on?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm just going to mute myself.
Okay, can you hear me? All right, thanks. So that means that I want to become an entrepreneur so I can work for myself. Let me just tell you for free. When you are an entrepreneur, you don't work for yourself. You work for your customers. So if your reason to become an entrepreneur is because you want to work for yourself, be your own boss.
Lanre, please say that again. Please say that again.
If your reason to want to be an entrepreneur so you can work for yourself and be your own boss. I've heard that being said. I've been approached by many people saying, I just want to know, you will never work for yourself as an entrepreneur. You work for your customers. Your customers become.
Let me add to that.
Boss.
Let me add to that, Lanre. Like you said, I was one of those people that believed in that too. That, look, I want to do my own thing. I want to be my own boss. But if you want to run a successful company, the truth is all your customers are your bosses. That's the only way you can run a successful business. When you listen to your customers and you make them your boss, and they're the ones you get your orders from in terms of what you need to do to build your business so that you can satisfy them more. So if you're not willing to take orders from people, then you're not ready for entrepreneurship.
And if you are currently working for a company now, you can be what is called an intrapreneur. And the way to be a successful intrapreneur, which is similar to becoming an entrepreneur, is to listen to your customers, understand their needs. In fact, your stakeholders, including that your manager that you don't like, understand his or her needs, understand how you deliver to those needs, because that is how you are going to get promoted. So if it's about you just want to be the one to decide what you are going to do, that's not the entrepreneurial mindset. The entrepreneurial mindset is about understanding a need, creating value that fills it, not only in the market, also in your current job today.
Fantastic. Larry, thank you so much for that. So you simply just demystify the myth that for you to be an entrepreneur, that means you actually have to quit your job and then have a business of your own. You can actually be an entrepreneur while you're still working and use that same mindset that you've built or developed over time to profit yourself and also profit your company. And by doing so, you get the advantage. Your organization will value you the more. They will see the potential, greater potential in you. And with that, you can also climb the ladder. I think that's what you're trying to tell us here in this class today.
Yes, and I'll share a little story quickly, because today, being MD of HC Bonum, what we do is we train people, we support people. My story, when we started Microsoft in Nigeria, I was Microsoft's first employee. We started, there were 2 of us, then we grew to be 5. And after a while, of course, I had my team. We had a particular challenge. It was challenging for the company to send people to come and train us here in Nigeria. And I'm talking about year 2000. That's when we started. It was always a challenge to get, because when the company launched a product or the company launched a new initiative, it will start out in the US, they will do it in Europe, it will get to Dubai. In Africa, they will go to South Africa. Nigeria, we were a small business. We were just starting $200,000 business. We were growing. So by the time they could get a trip to come, getting visa to Nigeria, the security risk, if you think back then. So that was an opportunity, was a challenge that I saw and I took as an opportunity. So what I started to do was this. I will ask the global manager in charge of whatever the initiative is. And then there was no online learning, by the way. There was no online learning. I would ask by email for the slides that they are using to launch that product or using to train that initiative. And I would sit in the office and try and figure it out. Sometimes I did not understand the slide. I will reply with a question. Some I got answers, some I did not. Sometimes this was maybe like a 25-slide presentation. I would only understand 15. You know what? I'll remove the other 10. But at least that 15 that I understood, I took it and I trained my colleagues on. This is how I started training. in the company. He now asked me to come and do a similar training. He was already running a business as a side hustle, a training business. He asked me to come and do a training for a company he got the training from, because that was something I had trained on within the office. I didn't know it. I just got the slides, asked questions, figured it out. This was year 2000, 2001. But fast track to today, this is what I do for a living. So again, remember, the challenge around you is an opportunity. When you have the idea, execute on it. You learn from it, and that's how you go. Let's go on.
Fantastic, Larry. Thank you so much. We're really learning the class today. And what you just said, it's a lot of wealth to be kept. The challenge around you is an opportunity. Be a solution to problems. And with that, you can create value and also improve yourself as well and develop yourself. Thank you so much. Okay, so Taya, I think we go next to the third agenda, right?
Yes, we will, very quickly.
Great.
So I'd encourage people to have their pen and paper ready. Please take notes. These 5 things, if you do them religiously, you will develop the muscle of entrepreneurial mindset, entrepreneurial thinking. Okay, so let's dive in. What's the Bonum guide to becoming great at thinking like an entrepreneur? Here are the 5 tips. Hope you have your pen and paper ready. Okay. Tip number 1, connect to your passion. There is nothing worse than doing something you hate to do. So the first thing in terms of even having that creativity or that problem-solving mindset, it has to be connected to something that you care about.
Yeah.
Lanre and I, for instance, Lanre loves talking and he likes socializing and meeting people. He gets to do a lot of that in our business. So it's connected to his passion. I like to learn and I like people to develop themselves. Yeah. I'm passionate about that. So it's connected to what I do right now is connected to my passion. And that is what is going to make it last, keep the fire burning, right? Tayo. In terms of problem solving and ideating. Yes.
Tayo, sorry, before you go to tip number 2, I think this this number 1 tip is actually a very great one, because a lot of people today go into businesses because their friends are doing so. A lot of people listen to motivational speakers and say, yes, how to make money in 25 weeks or 25 days. And then they go into this kind of business. So what you're trying to tell us today is, if it is not something you can do from your sleep, if it is not something that you're passionate about, it's not worth it. If it's not something that is in your skin, then you shouldn't go for it. Not because friends are doing it, not because colleagues in the office are now selling clothes online. Then you also go ahead and do the same thing. Great one, deep. Larry, you said something. I think you were mute when you said it.
It's not something you can do for free just because you enjoy it. It's probably not something you're passionate about. But continue, Tayo. What's the second part of that?
No, because look, an entrepreneurial mindset is a risk-taking mindset. We're going to talk about that in a bit. And it's a mindset that is comfortable with failing. We'll talk about that in a bit. But the important thing is, if you have that passion, your passion will sustain you. It will drive you. It will move you and keep you going when things are tough. If you don't have the stamina or the passion for it, the minute something happens, you know what, you're going to give up on that thing. And then you're not going to succeed. So the first thing is, make sure that what you're doing is an intersection between what you love, what you're good at, what you could become great at, what people are willing to pay for, and it connects with a need that is there in the environment. That's the sweet spot. Something I'll share is that my thought about running a training business or a capacity building business, I had that idea in 2003. That's when I had the idea, 2003. I did not implement that idea until 2010, 7 years later. We can't hear you, TT. You're muted. You're still muted. What's going on? We can't hear you.
I just echoed your words and said 7 years later, right?
Yes, 7 years later, you know, I had to find something that I was passionate about and the world needed. Nigeria needs capacity building, and I love to do it, and I'm great at doing it. And so it was a perfect intersection for me. You've got to find that for yourself as well. Okay? Tip number 2, don't be afraid to what? Experiment. Trial and
Tayo.
a training business when we haven't done it before. No, it was an experiment, right? So so everything is impossible until it isn't. Experiment, keep trying, don't take no for an answer, keep going at it. Have an experimentation mindset, expand your mind, do whatever it takes to put your vision in motion. Keep going, think outside the box. You need to have critical thinking skills, out of the box thinking, to be able to be entrepreneurial in your mindset. Because you're solving challenges that people have not solved before. That's why. So you have to look at the problem in a way that other people will not look at the problem. Look at a common problem in an uncommon way. Okay? So that's the second one. The third one, please be very comfortable with failing. Because with experimentation comes failure. Failure is not a life sentence. You've only failed at something. But you know what? Embedded in failure is learning. Be willing to take the risk. You failed, but you learned something. In my own experience, for instance, right? I said when I quit my job, I didn't have anything to come back to. I didn't have a gig in Nigeria to come back to. But I said I give myself 2 years. I'm going to experiment. But my mindset was, you know what, Tyra, you could fail. It could really suck. You could really bomb. And I was like, yeah. Well, you know what? I tried it, and regardless of what the outcome is, I would have learned something.
Great.
So I don't know, Larry, did you want to add something here?
No, before Lanre had something. Sorry, Lanre. I just linked this to something that you also said, that your failure is an opportunity for you to learn new things. It's not just about failing. It's about you looking back and say, yeah, what did I not do right? Where did I miss it? And then when you pick yourself up, dust yourself, you definitely will tend to, there's high probability that you will not make that mistake again. And in business today, in creating this mindset today, I think this is what we need to drive into ourselves and say, have a risk appetite. When you fail, that doesn't mean that is the end. There is actually no businessman today, successful businessman today, that they did not fail. Go through their history, read their books, go through their records. There is absolutely none. Show me that one man that has never failed, then I will show you a pauper. Because he will never take a risk. He will never try anything at all. Excellent tips. Thank you so much, Tayo. Okay, Larry.
I think most of it has been said. I just wanted to, add a little bit about, as an entrepreneur, you must be optimistic, but your optimism must be realistic. So the optimism is what gets you comfortable with failing. Don't see it as seriously, because that's it. And it's something that if you don't have it, you need to get somebody who's going to support you with that, where you look at what has happened, not as failure, but as a lesson. But there are people who do all that motivational speaking, rah, rah, rah. No, it's not about that. You must have a structure, a framework that you use to check yourself. That's why your optimism must be realistic. The realism comes in, this is a business. I have a revenue target. I have this customer target. I have operational target. I have people target. That's what brings you to realism, while still surrounding it with that optimism of, I'm not going to stop, I'm going to keep at it. The lessons you learn are that, not that you quit, but you take the lesson and know what you will do differently. That's the part that sometimes people miss out in optimism. Optimism is not just believing something that is not real. It is your ability to take the lessons you learn in an optimistic way, which enables you to try again. But the lessons must be learned.
Wow. Wow. Awesome. Guys, I think this is really a big masterclass today, and it's been fantastic having Lanre and Tayo on the show. I don't know if any one of us still have some more questions on this particular session, on this particular topic that you would like to ask before we proceed, because there are still a couple of things we need to learn. Okay. If you have your questions, just go to the chat box and drop it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting for people to drop more questions, the fourth tip is fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. What does that mean? It means, you know what, just put your game face on. Put your game face on. You know you're uncertain, you're scared, you might lose that deal. You don't know if they're going to buy what it is that you're selling, but you know what? You go in there and you talk big and you talk confidently and you make people believe in what it is that you're selling. So you got to fake it. Entrepreneurs don't have all the answers. They're not always confident all the time. But guess what? They talk a good game.
Yeah.
And that's why they get a lot of angel investors and stuff like that. So fake it till you make it. Don't say fake it. I didn't say fake it forever. Oh. You are faking it as you are building up until the time when you actually make it. So you must make it at the end of the day. You must make sure that that thing will become it, right? But until that time, just make sure that you're putting on that persona.
Okay.
And then the fifth tip.
Before you go to the fifth one, just to be sure that our audience also do not get things misconstrued, okay? I want to believe when you say fake it till you make it, it's not about living that audio life. It's not about showing off when you're not there. It's not about you starting a business and your business is just 6 months old and your first deal, you're buying a Bugatti and you're going on Instagram showing it and say yes. So I just want you to clear that part. So people don't come back to say, Tayo said we should fake it.
No.
So now let me go and
now when I say fake it, yeah, Larry, you know what? Maybe Larry respond to that.
Larry, you need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
So Titi, and for those who are listening, right? The fake it we are talking about is actually not about others. You are not faking it for other people. This is what I call messing with your own mind. The only person you are faking it for is you. When you fake it for yourself, and this is what I mean. So you have, like some people say, oh, you feel you're confident, you're that. Okay, we've given you 60 seconds with Aliko Dangote. What are you going to say? Pitch your business. So at ATM, some of the things we do, we supported one of our customers. They were sending some Nigerians to pitch on a global stage, and we supported them with pitching, just coaching them through how you pitch. See, the pitch, you must run the story in your own mind like 3 times already. When you are running that story, make sure you are not running the story with you losing. It is what every sportsman does, that envisioning success. You have to envision the success to the extent that you feel you've already won. So just your favorite sports person, footballer, you see those guys a lot of the time, they go into the stadium, when they arrive, they have headphones on. Have you ever wondered what's going on in their headphones? A lot of them have a particular music that gingers them. Some of them have words people have spoken. Some of them, it's a recording they have spoken to themselves. Some of them is a recording by their coach. They are envisioning the match in their mind. I had the privilege of relating to some members of Super Eagles. And they say, that's what you do. You go into the game believing you are going to win. You know that guy you are going to dribble. You know they practice how they are going to celebrate goals.
Yes.
You know players practice it. That's why you see their teammates already know. So they practice. So that's what we mean by fake it. Mess with your own mind, because you know what? If you don't mess with your mind positively, you are probably messing with your mind negatively. And the story you are playing in your head is that you won't make it. So when we say fake it with yourself. When you already have that, that's what builds confidence. So when you show up like somebody who's ready to win, because nobody wants to buy someone who is coming across like they're ready to lose.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Lanre, for clarifying that. Great. Awesome. So, sorry, before you go, Tayo, okay, someone says it would be great to have the recording on YouTube. Yes, please, you will have the recording on YouTube. Our YouTube link, just search for Masterclass with Tope Bandele, not Tope, Masterclass with Tope Bandele. You will have all our previous edition, and also this one by the end of today will also be on YouTube as well. Thank you so much, Ife. All right, Tayo, please, over to you.
All right, thanks, Titi. So the fifth tip is cultivate a learning spirit. I think we've talked about that already. You just have to learn, because we've established already that the entrepreneur does not believe they know everything. So the first thing is, are you always trying to be the smartest in the room? If you're always trying to be the smartest in the room, then you're not someone that has a learning spirit. You have to be humble. You have to be humble, because you know that what you need, the knowledge you need, the information you need is residing in other people. And you have to be willing to sit at their feet, to be able to learn from them what to do, what not to do, so you don't make the same mistakes. So an entrepreneurial mindset is a humble mindset, an intellectually curious mindset, and a spirit that is willing to learn.
I like this. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room.
Yep.
Fantastic. I love that.
Sometimes
this goes, go on.
Sometimes that room is your mind. So having a learning spirit, first part is learning from others, right? They always say experience is the best teacher. You know who's the next best teacher, or sometimes the better teacher? Learning from your own experiences. The ability to stop. So a learning mindset, a learning spirit is not only learning from others, because there are some people who 100% are always looking for who's going to teach me this. What about the ones you have learned? What about what you just concluded? That little project you just concluded at work, that report you wrote, is there something you can learn from writing that report? If there's something you can learn from watching a movie, what if you're a preschool teacher? Of course, you can learn from the kids. Yeah. You can always learn from kids. Kids say the most amazing thing.
Absolutely.
The lesson I shared, my youngest son was 9 years old. He let me know the meaning of Nike. I didn't know what that thing meant. I thought it was Nike or just swoosh. And he said, no. We were talking about creating a name for Bonum, actually. So I was having a conversation. And he said, you mean names like what, Nike? I'm like, Nike. He said, no, that's the goddess of winning in Greek mythology. So here's my 9-year-old telling me about Greek mythology. I didn't know anything about Greek mythology. So you can learn from, they will say the most darnest things, and you will convert that to a lesson. So that learning mindset, that's it.
Great.
Thanks. So here are the 5 tips again. 1, connect to your passion. Be curious, experiment, try things out, come out of your comfort zone, push out, burst out of your comfort zone, fail forward. What does that mean? When you fail, learn forward, right? Meaning that learn something from it that you won't do next time, or you do better next time. Then put your game face on. Entrepreneurship is tough. But again, you need to put your game face on, because you want to convince the customers to buy from you and investors to invest in you. And the 5th one, expand your mind. Learn as much as you can by expanding your network and talking to people who are not the same as you. In fact, if you want an entrepreneurial mindset, you must hang around people who have that same mindset. If you don't hang around with people who have the same mindset, how will iron sharpen iron? Okay.
Wow, that's another great tip. What kind of friends do you keep? What kind of people do you really hang out with? They really have a lot in determining who you become. Wow.
Right. We're back to where we started from. Remember, it's a problem solving, value creating, experimentation, risk taking mindset. An entrepreneurial mindset is an action oriented mindset. It's not an ideation mindset, but oriented. Have the idea, bring it to market.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you so much, Lanre. I don't know if we can ever get this kind of lesson free anywhere. This is what a lot of people actually pay for. And I know your company as well, you are into this. And I would like you to tell us about some of this activities, some of those coaching classes, learning master classes that you have already on your plate. And let's see, how can we benefit from this? This opportunity is coming free today. But guys, there is always never going to be everything free at all times. There will be a time where you have to invest also into your future, and where you also have to invest into building yourself in terms of capability, in terms of mindset. So, Tayo, I can't wait to be part of this. So tell us as well, our audience are listening.
All right, so just to share with the audience, we said that an entrepreneurial mindset is a learning mindset. And I think much more than your product or your stakeholders, the first thing you have to learn about is yourself. Mm-hmm. Who are you? How are you? And how would you respond in an entrepreneurial situation? What are your strengths that can help you drive your entrepreneurial mindset? And what weaknesses or possible weaknesses do you have that might stand in the way of you being able to execute your great idea? If you can't understand yourself, how are you going to have grit? How are you going to have resilience? How are you going to build relationships? So in furthering your desire for an entrepreneurial mindset, I want to encourage you to sign up for our upcoming self-awareness masterclass. It's scheduled to hold on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, between 12 and 3 p.m. It is super packed. It is an eye-opener. You are going to get a personality profile. You're going to get a book. I think, Titi, you can talk about your personality profile and how that was impactful to you. You're going to get your personality profile. You want to share a few words?
Guys, personality profile is just explosive. It tells you everything about yourself that you also never knew. It helps you to understand your inner strengths, your gaps, your opportunities, and also it helps you to actually develop yourself. It's quite revealing. I did this. I did mine in 2017, and today I still do this. I still go back, I share it with my team, I share with my bosses as well. It helps them to understand the kind of person I am. And I don't just understand, I make use of it. And to the glory of God, that's why I'm where I am today. Thank you so much, Tayo, for that opportunity. Guys, don't miss this opportunity as well. It's awesome. It's awesome. And Teju Mola has pasted the link on the chat box. Please go to that link, and it will take you directly to the site where you can register. I tell you, there's no amount of money you can invest on yourself today that would definitely be a waste. Trust me. Awesome.
Thank you, Titi. Just to, there's another conference coming up. So if we have anybody in the audience that is really interested about capacity building space, interested in training and development and so on and so forth, or you just want to hear Lanre and I and other great speakers speak again and help develop you, feel free to sign up for the Learning and Development, the Champions of Talent Development Conference, virtual conference that is going to happen in October 14th and 15th. You can find more, if you want more information, you can reach out to us through TT, or you can look online for it. But we're definitely inviting you to join to participate in the learning experience. With that, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Yes, Titi.
Larry, what is
just as you're rounding up, I just want to tell people that the Insights Discovery Personality Profile, the Insights Discovery Personality Profile is probably one of the best investments you can make in yourself. If you want to go on this journey, or generally in the journey of life of success. Just that bit. Other than that,
Awesome. And if you really want to know about this, also you want me to share my own experience, please reach out to me. I'll definitely share with you. I can even share my inside personality profile also with you for learning. Thank you so much, guys. And we would like to hear from you. The last thing we're going to do right now on the show before we leave today is to take your feedback. Okay. And I have just 3 questions for you. So please grab your phones again. Grab your phones. And go to www.kahoot.it. I'm going to share the game pin now. Okay. Are you there?
Yeah, we are there.
Okay. Yes, and the pin is 9911221. Also on the group chat. 9911221. Just sign in and let's do this last one together. Thank you very much, B. JD, Onas. Thank you very much. We still have 20 people in the class. Fantastic audience today. Thank you for the turn up. What you do is quite motivating. Even though we're doing this for free, but seeing you guys there, it's a lot of motivation for us. Thank you. Welcome, Tayo. Welcome, Akode. Welcome, Eman. All right. If I get to 10 or 15, we'll quickly run this last round of 4. I need 30 more people. Where are you guys? Come in. By the way, after this, we will be wrapping up the dessert with Tayo or Lanre, also on IG. So please also follow us at Tope Bandele. You can also follow us at Bonum on Instagram. Okay, 2 more people, then I go. 2 more. I need 2 more people. www.kahoot.it. Pin 9911221. 2 more people. Where are you guys? 2 more. Okay. Yeah, we're all with 8 of you. Yeah. Let's wrap up feedback because we also want to get better and want to know what we can do to serve you better. Okay. So, on the scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest, how beneficial was this session to you? Just go into your phone and just type it. 1, 2, 4, 5. How beneficial was this session? Type your answer. The reason why we're doing this is also for us to what else we can do is actually give you more value as an audience. 8 answers submitted. Okay. Where can I see the answers? Show. Okay, yeah, sorry. Something is covering it. Okay, let's see the answers. Fantastic. Some people said great. 5, 4. Thank you very much, guys. This is really great to know that we've added value to you today. Now, what other topic would you like us to bring on Mctv? As I said, we've talked about hypertension, which is health. We've talked about parenting. We've talked about how to build a stellar career. We've talked about how to unlock and live your full potential. Today, we are talking about entrepreneurial mindset. So what other topic would you like to hear about, to see, to be part of? It could be on education, it could be on marriage, it could be on anything. Your feedback is quite important for us and it helps us tailor this program towards your needs. So what would you like us to talk about? Okay, I have 12 more seconds. Please go in and just put your answers. We want to read from you. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let's see. I just hope. Okay, living in balance, networking, time management. Fantastic. mental awareness in entrepreneurship, how to sustain my existing business, daily sports. Okay, overcoming fear of failing, how to network and build mentorship opportunities. Awesome. Thank you very much. And I tell you, we will look into this and definitely we'll come back to you. Okay. The last question for the day. What improvement or change do you like to see on MCTV? As I said, we're still learning. This is the fifth module. We're still going to do this in another 2 weeks, and we hope that it will not stop. Okay? So, what do you want to see? Is it about time management? Anything? It's about the quality of whatever. Just let's hear from you. I would have done this by the side, but it's also good to give open feedback. It's good. It's for our own development and our learning as well. What do you want us to change? Do you want us to change the time of the program? Would you like to have this on a Saturday morning or Sunday evening? It could be. Do you want us to look more into the younger generation? Anything. Anything. Okay, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's begin the answers. Brief precision content. More advertising on social media. Please do it for us. We're doing this thing for free. So if you have a way of advertising for us also on social media, please do so. More interactive sessions. Continuity. Someone said, still thinking. All right. Thank you so much, guys. This is the end of the show for today. And once again, I really want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has come on the show, and more particularly to our guest today. If I have to pay you guys, I will sell everything I have, and still it will not be enough. So thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's a great honor to me to have big shots in the industry coming on the show of someone like us. By the way, I have some people that I've been trying to invite, and they're telling me, hey, my friend, if you do not bring Feladro Toye, then I'm not coming. Okay, no problem. And I just told Tayo this afternoon that I'm sure very soon we're going to get someone like that. So we have guests lined up for the rest of the year already, just to whet your appetite. Sometimes next week, we're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about finance in marriage. And I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet, but I have another big shot in that circle of talking about marriage. And well, let me let it out. So I have Team Election coming on the show next week, the husband and the wife. And they're going to talk to us about finance and about marriage. A lot of homes have been broken because of that today. So join me again in another 2 weeks while we come on this topic. Jimmy Tewe is coming sometimes in December, guys. Confirmed already. So just to whet your appetite, Ubon King is coming. A lot of people are already lined down. Let me just hint you a bit. I think sometimes around January, RMD will be on this show. So it's something we are working towards, and we hope to keep upping our game and getting it better. And that's why we ask for your feedback. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time. It is wow, fantastic. 2 hours on dot. Thank you so much for committing such a valuable time to us. We're not taking it for granted. For a lot of us that joined on Facebook as well, I saw a lot of people also on Facebook. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. And I promise you, this show will be on YouTube by the end of today or tomorrow. Then you can also access the replay and share with your friends as well. My name is Tope Bandele. My Instagram handle is @Tope Bandele. Follow me anywhere. Whatever you want to do, just keep following, and let's continue to make this world a better place to be. I have a busy schedule. Tayo and Lanre already know. A lot of people here also knows, but I still find time to do this. But let me also tell you a bit about this. If MCTV actually started with kids, I love kids. So in May, during the lockdown period, I started MCTV only with kids, ages 5 to 10. and we do it on WhatsApp. So this Kahoot stuff on WhatsApp every Sunday, and we've not missed any. We've had a full group of 256, and we have another group of another over 100 now. So if you have a child of the ages of 5 to 10, make sure to sign up for our Mctv classes. It's every Sunday. We're not going to miss it. I promise myself. I'm going to just post the link to join Group B now on the page again. If you want to be part of it, if you have a child and you want them to not only to spend their time, how do you get this link again? Not only to get their time in, watching cartoons and other likes, but also to be able to add values to themselves. We asked 50 questions for 30 minutes, and it's usually very, very phenomenal. It's usually very interesting. So I'm just gonna post the link. Oh shit, I think I've gone out of Zoom here. Okay. I'll try to post the link on my IG page again, please, and also on my status. Just try to get your kids to join. Let them join with your own phone, not with their phone. We don't want to have kids messing up around with phones. And every Sunday for 30 minutes, let's get their mindset changed and overhauled again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today. And who is going with me on IG? Guys, let's go to the other side to have the dessert. Lanre, Tayo, do you want to say any last words on the show today? And let's wrap up with that. Any last words to our audience?
My last words are just, you know what, experiment and just go do it.
Thank you. And Lanre?
Obrigado, asante sana, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. Just believe it. If you think you can do it, or you believe you think you can't do it, you are right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And to the entire team of HC Bonum, you guys are amazing, 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 amazing. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Till I see you again in another 2 weeks. It is Masterclass with Tope Bandele. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.
Slam dunk, are you ready?